The Cleveland Cavaliers finished off the 2022-23 season with a record of 51-31, making the playoffs for the first time without LeBron James active on the roster since 1998. This 50-win season was powered by Cleveland's dynamic duo of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. The Cavs entered the playoffs as the 4th seed and faced off versus the New York Knicks in the first round, where they were eliminated in disappointing fashion. The Cavs' first round exit was surprising to many, but just how surprising was it? Despite not being too far from being one of the best three-point shooting teams in the regular season, the Cavs displayed their lack of consistency in the postseason, as they showed a major drop in efficiency during their 5-game postseason stand. This fairly young Cleveland team failed to translate their regular season level of outside scoring to the playoffs. And this wasn't just an issue for the star backcourt. This appeared to be a problem from the starters to the bench. Take a look at some of the averages from the bench production of the Cavs this postseason. As you can see, there's really not anybody from the Cavs bench that gave him impactful bench scoring. And I know I may get some comments about Caris LeVert, but to be completely honest, his inconsistent level of play was a big detriment to the Cavs' 10-man rotation. If the Cavs want to be that team that could possibly make a deep playoff run next year, they have to find some bench production. And that's why I present to you the top 5 players the Cleveland Cavaliers should target this upcoming offseason. Number 5, Kristaps Porzingis. In the modern age of basketball, you can't go wrong with adding more great three-point shooters, especially if they come with a 7'3" frame. Porzingis has spent the last 2 seasons in Washington, averaging a respectable 22 points a game on pretty nice efficiency. The current Cavaliers' big man front court consists of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, and both of them are not prominent outside scorers. Adding Porzingis would help the Cavs space the floor out tremendously, but of course, they would likely have to move one of their current bigs in order for this to happen. It would make sense to move Allen rather than Mobley due to age, but hey, if you think otherwise or have any other thoughts, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Number 4, Jeremy Grant. The Cavs are in desperate need of three-point scorers, especially at the wing position. Just take a look at these averages from the regular season. Jeremy Grant is a great scorer and he's very efficient on every part of the floor. In fact, Jeremy Grant has been pretty good these last 3 seasons. He just never had a chance to play for a team that's in at least somewhat serious talks for contending for a championship. A change in scenery would work out great for both parties if he were to come to the land. The one thing that may strike an issue with some fans is that the Cavs would likely have to move Isaac Okoro either to the bench or to a different team. Number 3, Cam Johnson. The 26-year-old who was part of the blockbuster trade that sent Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns had a pretty respectable season. He averaged 15.5 on 47-40-84 splits. He's another small forward that could give you a consistent 10 to 15 while playing good enough defense. I say good enough because he's not the best defender in the world, but his 6'8" frame makes it hard to get around him. Adding a guy like this would of course help with their spacing and add some much needed size. Number 2, Draymond Green. Now the future for Draymond, along with the 3 other Cleveland candidates, is not set in stone. It's important to know that the most likely team for any player entering free agency is the one they played for in April. With that being said, Kyrie Irving is a Laker. Okay, but seriously, Draymond will probably try to explore the market this offseason. He's made it clear he wants to get paid, and with the crazy things that have happened between him and the organization, his future with the Warriors seems questionable. If he were to enter free agency, he would be a very solid fit with the Cavs, specifically the star backcourt of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. I mean, it just makes sense. He goes from playing with an older but legendary backcourt of Steph and Klay to a young and emerging one in Cleveland. The same way the Warriors offense ran through Draymond a number of times that allowed Steph and Klay to flourish could possibly benefit Garland and Mitchell as well. I'm not saying it would produce the same results, but hey, who knows? Before we get to our number 1 spot, let's just go over a few names that you may be wondering, why aren't they on this list? Some stars that came to your mind would be Kyrie Irving or James Harden, but realistically speaking, they would have to replace Garland or Mitchell. And the Cavs probably don't want veteran point guards in their 30s, especially one that left on a bad note. Another honorable mention is Josh Hart, who's reportedly seeking $18 million a year in his next contract. With that money, it's probably going to be a starter role that he's looking for, meaning he would have to start over Mitchell, and yeah, that's not happening. He could get 18 mil and play off the bench, but that's probably not on the Cavs' budget for bench players. And now, the number 1 player that the Cavs should target this offseason is Brook Lopez. 35 years old, 7 foot tall, and most importantly, the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year this season. Many people question how much of an impact Lopez can have on the defensive end as he turns 36 by the end of next season. But to be completely honest, even if his defense were to take a slight turn, which it probably won't, he still has his offense to rely on. Lopez is a stretch big that can fix the spacing issue of the Cavs' front court. Replacing Allen or even Mobley would give Mitchell and Garland more freedom to work around the floor. He's still a defensive anchor, so this pickup comes with 2 pluses. And that's it for today. If you have any other players in mind that would help the Cavs, let me know down below in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one.